In this video, I'll tell you exactly why I believe anime is not a waste of time, which is contrary to most self-improvement gurus' opinions. Alright, so if you're anything like me, you probably like to watch a lot of anime. But the thing is, when you start getting into self-improvement and things like productivity, you start to feel a little bit guilty about, watching entertainment and wasting time in general, whether it is from scrolling, watching things online, or doing anything basically that isn't productive or beneficial for you. You start to feel a little bit guilty about doing that thing. It can also be playing video games, but this is how I approached all of these things, and specifically anime, which I don't believe to be a waste of time. So the story goes back to about 7 or 8 years ago. I'm sitting in front of my computer, and I'm trying to watch this 130th episode of Dragon Ball Super, which was I like it was easily the most hype episode of all anime. Maybe not like compared to One Piece, but for that time, like it aired on multiple cinemas. Even a single episode was aired on cinemas, and people were like, especially in Japan, that episode was so hyped that people in Japan were literally like blocking cities because they displayed it on the, like, you can say, the street monitor, a large screen. And if any of you like don't know, it was Goku versus Jiren, and Goku like finally masters Ultra Instinct. But anyway, I remember watching that, and it is one of the best memories I have of my childhood. And the thing is, like, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z in general, so since that time I think it was way better to have those things as my role models as a child than basically any other show that you could get like on Cartoon Network or any, like, you can say cartoons channel or anything like that. It is a much better inspiration, because what does Dragon Ball Z teach, or what does like Goku or all of these anime characters represent? They represent persistence, the will to get strong, the passion to protect your loved ones and be able to sacrifice for them, all of these things. And this is for like a child, someone who like understands these things or absorbs these things subconsciously and doesn't really think about them. But now when I'm starting to like get older and I have more responsibilities, I still think it's not a waste of time to watch anime. Of course, I mean in moderation. I'm not saying like to binge 20 episodes a day and say like no, it's beneficial for me. That's not how it works. And it also kind of depends on what anime you are watching. So, like, I have watched above 150 anime, like 150 different anime. So I consider myself to be a somewhat of an expert in this. But the thing is, if you're watching anime, and I'm talking specifically to you, if you're into self improvement and you feel guilty about watching anime because you feel like it's a waste of time, because me and my friend, when we were getting into like self improvement, we used to watch anime, but then he started feeling guilty, like, okay, I don't feel good about like watching 3 episodes a day or 4 episodes a day. So that's where the thought of like the idea of making this episode came to me. So the thing is, I have friends who, including myself, who can take inspiration and use anime basically to, first of all, entertain themselves, and second, to better themselves. Because I've seen anime which are like One Piece, Hajime no Ippo, Blue Lock, and basically any anime where you can find some sort of lesson that you can apply to your real life. Now, of course, there are anime like, you can say, Attack on Titan, where there isn't much that you can apply to your real life, because like it's all super fictional and all of those things. But there are other anime where you can really like take inspiration from, and especially for your I would say changing your mindset about anything. For that, I think anime is really good, and I don't think any other like TV show or anything like that can compare to it if you like really enjoy anime as much as as much as I do. Because I have read like two boxing, you can say, anime and manga, like Hajime no Ippo and Ashita no Joe, and those, like, both of those mangas, they inspired me to get stronger, first of all, and get really fit. But this is like a common theme nowadays, like every other anime character is fit, and these days solo leveling is popping off, which is like super mid. But if it gets someone into the gym, like, that's like, you have to commend them for that. But the thing is, also have friends who just binge watch romance anime. Like, that is retarded to me, because if you want to like pursue relationships, or like talk to women or anything like that, then just do it. Like, why are you watching romance animes? And romance anime, like, the one thing that I don't like about them, especially, like, I like one or two romance anime that I have seen, like Beyond the Boundary was all right, and I have seen Horimiya, and that was also okay. But the thing is, like, most romance anime, they just portray an ideal case of a loser who finds a girlfriend, and that I just don't think applies to real life at all, and it is like one in a million chance that it happens to you in real life. So it gives this like false sense of hope to people. Like, I don't know, that anime, in which there's like a really short heighted dude who has a like a really tall girlfriend, and that's weird. And other than that, in Horimi as well, like, it's somewhat of the same kind. Like, a loser boy finds a really like good girl who's the crush of everyone, and it just does not happen in real life. It's like a million coincidences need to happen for you to like get that chance. And I think it's like really basically like mentally satisfying yourself that okay, maybe someday this will happen to me. And I just don't think, I just can't fathom how it is enjoyable for some people. And if you're watching those kind of anime and having this false sense of reality, which is basically gonna be useless to you when you actually like get ahead with life, I think it's a waste of time. I agree. But the thing is, if you're watching anime that actually that actually gets your gears turning in your mind and want to think about how did this character come to this conclusion, or especially if you can find something relatable in your like in the anime that you're watching. So you can take an anime, for example, like personally, the most relatable character I find to myself is Luffy from One Piece. So there are also some like natural elements to it, which I find relatable. But the thing is, when I see him, I can immediately imagine myself in those scenarios and doing the things that he would do. So to some extent, whenever like I would feel, you can say, like not mentally, you can say, confident, I can kind of check back to that what would that character do in my scenario. Now, of course, most of you are going to think that this is like a childish way to go about it, like, okay, what would that guy do in my scenario? And it's not like a mature way to go about life. But the thing is, especially if you're in my years, like 18, 19, and even I would say till early 20s, you need to have that kind of delusion in your mind, and you need to basically think whatever you can to get the best, to become the best version of yourself. And because maturity will come with the years, will come with life. And you can't, like, obviously, first of all, I just want to like tell you that I used to think that this was like a weird thing as well, that mixing anime with self improvement and things like that. But then there's this really famous like financial advice and crypto and all those kind of things. So his name is Luke Belmar, and his brother Nate Belmar. Like, that is the guy who basically merged self improvement and fitness, and his whole idea of his business was like get shredded like an anime character. And his whole theme is also anime based, Japan, like biohacking, all of those kind of things. So that really connected with me, because I'm like, I'm exactly someone like that who can teach things like this or connect the two, and you can say help people like that who are like watching anime and they also want to better their lives, and they just like want something to join them and provide guidance. And I'm also into fitness a lot, and I'm also into anime a lot, so both of those things also coincide. And the thing is, if you can watch an anime in moderation, I would say, like, if you don't have like school days or work or whatever, then you can like watch basically as much as you want. Now keep in mind that I'm not saying that you only have to watch anime by keeping this mindset that okay, this anime will help me improve, because that's just like a fallacy. You can't be watching something entertaining and trying to find points out of it, like, oh, this helped me, that. But I'm trying to tell you that you have to at least try to maybe pick something that you really enjoy, because I also think that you only really enjoy something if you can find some degree of like relatability to it. Because if there's an anime about coding, right, computers and all of those kind of things, and you get a literature guy who likes poetry and things like that, now no matter how much intense the computing thing is going on, like what better code the anime character is writing and all of those hurdles he's coming over, the poetry guy will just not feel that much attracted to it. So the same thing applies with, I guess, every anime. So the anime that you find the most enjoyable, I would say that you can find some degree of relatability to it. And usually those anime, you can apply the lessons you learn from them or the characters you see in them to real life, and you can like improve from them basically. So in real life, if you like come across some guy in your school who is first of all jacked, he's also really good in studies, and you basically want to talk to him and see how he approaches different things and what would he do in such scenarios. So that's the thing about anime which I really like, is that it has gotten so good. Like the authors are really good these days, of some anime, not all of them, but some that they can really tap into that relatability. Like you can exactly imagine how that character is feeling, and then you can apply that into your real life. So for starters, I would say, if any of you like, if you like really want to understand what I'm saying and really want an anime that can change your life, I would say, as a man, there's are a few things that's common in everyone. Like if someone is weak as a man or fat or whatever, they want to get strong, right? And that kind of thing is like basically common in every single person who's a man. So for that, I would say just watch any martial arts anime, and there are many martial arts anime which are good. So just watch Hajime no Ippo. Like that's the best anime which I just cannot like get over the fights. That like that anime literally got me to also reading the manga, and I'm caught up to it, and it's like 200 episodes ahead of the anime. So it's really good, and it also like made me get into fighting basically. Like I used to watch UFC and MMA, all of those things a little bit, but after I read that and then read the manga of Ashita no Joe and both Hajime no Ippo, like I really got into fighting, and I really like, I don't really train right now because like I have college and stuff, and the gym I used to go to, like they would exhaust you. Like it was a terrible gym now that I think about it, because all of those like top tier fighters, when I listen to their coaches, they'd say that you shouldn't be completely exhausting your fighter every single day, especially if you like, if they don't don't do that thing for a living. So like if for someone like me who's doing it as a hobby or a side thing, and I also have got other things like work and school and things like that, I should not be like completely dying in my every single workout every single day. So it can be like once a week I go really hard, but not every single day, and that's what they would basically do to me, and I had no energy left for anything other than that. So I can't go to the gym, and there's also not really a big culture of fighting. Like if I was in Dagestan, I could easily find good gyms in my area, but like over here, nah, nobody's like interested in fighting that much. It's coming up, but not to that extent. So but I still like that kind of thing is still relatable to me, and I still like try to apply the techniques that I see in like shadow boxing and cardio, and especially like the motion of the, if you like seen Hajime no Ippo, the peekaboo style, and I really like enjoy it first of all. And the other thing is, when you really find something cool, or you find a character that you find admirable, naturally you want to be like that guy. And what anime does is it shows you the journey of how that guy became him, whether it is his mindset, the things he did, and then you can basically apply that to real life, unless the anime is like really fictional. But even if you take an anime like One Piece, which is like peak fiction, and there's like so many aspects to it, but you can still find those elements relatable, like how Luffy protects his friends, or how Luffy does not get like scared or panics in any situation unless it is like really like you can say life threatening. Other than that, he like, I'll figure it out somehow. And I love this thing about him, and also the fact that he just laughs. And the biggest thing that I like about One Piece and Luffy is that they want freedom, and I think that's what is like needed in today's world as well, because you can also connect it with entrepreneurship. Because what does money buy you? It buys you freedom. The more money you have, the more free you are to do whatever you want. So that also connects with that idea. And personally, I like myself to be free as well. I want to like, I don't want to be listening to people when I grow up who are telling me what to do, and like, like working a 9 to 5, and okay, it's 4 o'clock, you guys can eat your lunch now. Like no, that idea is just stupid, pathetic to me. I like my freedom, I like doing what I want to do, and I'll somehow find a way to monetize that in my like for my career, you can say. So that's basically it, and that's why I don't think like watching anime is a waste of time. So let me know what you think.